Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan, guys. Welcome to this video of mine, Liaquat Zaman. We're going through Mukhtasar al-Qudoori. If you like the video, hit the like and subscribe button and share the videos with us. All right, so Kitab al-Hawalah. Hawalah means to transfer. All right, so it means to transfer debt onto someone else. I'm going to call it transferring. All right, so Hawalah. So Jaiza allowed duyun debts, tasihu valid rida, his consent. Muhil is the person who is transferring. So the person who transfers, person who does the transferring is called a muhil. Muhtal lahu, the one who it's being done for. So the transferring of the debt is being done for this person. Muhtal alayhi, the one who is being transferred to. Tammat, complete. Tamma, yatimmu, tamam. So tamimim. Hawalah, again, transferring of debt. Bari is absolved, free. Muhil is the person, again, we mentioned. Duyun, debts. And then Tawa, it means to destruction, perishing. To perish or to destroy. Yajhal, to deny. Yahlif, to make an oath. Bayyana, proof. Yamut is die. Muflis is bankrupt. Bankrupt. Then wajh means the reason. Okay, iflas, bankruptcy. Hakim, you know that. Okay, hayat, life. Then ahaltu, it means, it's from the verb hala yuhinu. Ahaltu, I have transferred. Qabila yaqbalu, to accept. And all these words is straightforward. Taqbid is to possess, take possession. Ahaltani, debt. Muhil, safatij. Right, we'll talk about this when it comes, inshallah. Safatij, this is a type of a deal. Istafada, to gain, benefit. Muqriz is the one who is given a loan. Tariq, amn. Tariq, aman means safety of the road. All right, so let's do a little bit of tarkeeb then. So a bit of tarkeeb time. Okay, so Kitabu al-Hawalati. This is هذا كتاب الحوالة. الحوالة مبتدأ. جائزة خبر. بالديون تصح في الفاعل. برضا المحيل مضاف إليه. والمحتال عليه. This is محتال كاسم اسم فاعل اسم مفعول. والمحتال عليه إذا تمت. So تم يتم. تمت في الفاعل. برئ المحيل من الديون. ولم يرجع المحتال في الفاعل على المحيل إلا أن يتوى حقه. والتوى سيد المبتدأ. عند أبي حنيفة أحد أمرين. سيد الخبر. إما أن يجحد الحوالة، سو في الفاعل مفعول به. ويحلف ولا بينة عليه، أو يموت مفلسا، حال مفلسا. قال أبو يوسف ومحمد هذان مبتدأ وجه وهذان ووجه ثالث عطف. وهو أن يحكم الحاكم بإفلاسه في حال حياته. وإذا طالب new sentence إذا طالب المحتال عليه المحيلة في الفاعل مفعول به بمثل ما الحوالة. فقال المحيل أحلت في الفاعل بدين لي عليك. لم يقبل قوله. وكان عليه مثل اسم كان مثل الدين. وإن طالب في الفاعل المحيل المحتال بما أحاله به. قال إنما أحلتك لتقبضه لي. وقال المحتال بل أحلتني بدين. فالقول قول المحيل مبتدأ خبر مع يمينه. ويكره سفاتج وهو قرض استفاد فعل المقرض أمن الطريق. Okay, so let's have a look at the masala then. Alright, so first mas'ala over here, what is this talking about now? So the first mas'ala, this mas'ala is talking about Hawalah. Okay, so Hawalah is basically, let's say you have a person, and this person has bought a laptop for £500. So this is the seller, this is the buyer. Now what happens is, the buyer, what he does is he transfers this debt onto another person. Imagine like a credit card company, right? A credit card company. So this guy over here, let's call him Zaid. Zaid now has taken this duty, responsibility of paying the debt. He has to now pay the £500. So £500 he's going to pay. This guy is called the Muhtal alayhi. Once he pays for it, on a later date, he's now going to reclaim the money from the buyer. Right? So the 500 is going to reclaim it now. It's going to come from him to him, just like a credit card company. So a credit card company, you pay with the credit card company. The credit card company is Zaid, for example, and they pay for it, and then on a later day, you have to pay them back. Right? So this is basically what it is. It's almost like how credit cards work. So he says, Al-Hawalatu, Hawala is jaiz biduyunin, with debts. So in this case, it's a debt, £500 debt. وتصح, and it's valid برضا المحيل. So the buyer in this case, this guy is called the muhil. He is the muhil, with the muhil. This guy is the muhtal lahu. Right, so muhtal lahu. In this case, the guy who is owed the debt. And muhtal alayhi. Muhtal alayhi. It's the debt has been transferred onto him temporarily. So there's three individuals involved over here: muhil, muhtal lahu, and muhtal alayhi. Right, so wal muhtalu lahu wal muhtalu alayhi. So all of them have to be happy in this deal. Muhil has to be happy, muhtal lahu, muhtal alayhi. Now, وَإِذَا تَمَّتْ الْحَوَالَةُ, once the hawala has now complete, as in it's been transferred into muhtal alayhi, bari al-muhil min ad-duyun. The muhil no longer can be demanded for the money. This seller cannot come to the buyer and ask him for the money now. Right? It's between, so this is now basically transferred from the seller to this guy over here. It's between these two now. Right? So legally, it's between them two. وَلَمْ يَرْجِعْ, and also the muhtal lahu, so the buyer is now free of this. Muhtal lahu, the seller in this case, he cannot come back to the muhil for the money. He's not allowed to. The only time he can come back for the money is if tawa happens. So what is tawa? Tawa is basically if the muhil, this guy over here, doesn't get paid. So if he doesn't get paid somehow, you call this tawa. Tawa, which means perish, like their rights has been destroyed. So illa, unless yutwa haqquhu, his haqq has now been perished, like he has not got his money. Now what tawa in the Abi Hanifa, according to Imam Hanifa, he says it happens in two matters. Imma an yajhad al-hawala. So let's say, for example, this is, I don't know, Monday, the hawala was done Monday, and Friday he wants his money. So now Friday's come, and the muhtal lahu, this guy over here, he's saying, no, I don't owe you a thing. Right? So this is what we call tawa. Okay, so he does tawa. وَيَحْلِفْ وَلَا بَيِّنَةَ عَلَيْهِ. Yeah. So he swears an oath. إِمَّا يَجْهَلْ الْحَوَالَةِ, denies the hawala. Right? So then he swears an oath. وَلَا بَيِّنَةَ عَلَيْهِ. So what happens in this case over here? Right, so this guy over here, muhtal alayhi, he doesn't even swear an oath because the courts are not going to ask him to. So the courts are not going to ask him for proof. He's just going to swear an oath and say, Wallahi, I don't owe him a thing. Right, so So khalas. So this is the first one now. So now, because this happens, the seller is not allowed to go back to the original buyer and say, where's my money? Right? The guy that you were supposed to, the credit card company, is rejecting the payment. They're not accepting it. Oh, yamuta muflisan. Or if the muhtal alayhi died and he had no money. So right, he's died, let's say on Friday he dies, and he has no money at all. So if he dies and he has no money, his heirs can't even pay for him because there's no money left. So these are two situations. So he rejects number one, and number two, he dies without leaving a penny behind. Right, this is called Tawa. These are the two situations. Abu Hanifa says Tawa occurs in these two situations. Sahibain, they add a third scenario to this. Right, they add a third scenario. The third scenario is that if the government has declared him bankrupt. So if the government has declared this guy over here, remember the Muhtal is bankrupt, Abu Yusuf and Muhammad, they add this third one over here. Abu Hanifa does not accept this one, but this is the third situation. So وقال Abu Yusuf and Muhammad, they say هذان, these two, ووجه ثالث, and the third scenario, وهو أن يحكم الحاكم. I do apologize, my throat is playing up. Which the government, the hakim, he passes a ruling decision بإفلاسه في حال حياته. Right, so he's saying whilst he's alive, he is declared as being a muflis. Right, so he has penniless. These are three situations where the seller can go back to the buyer and get the money. Okay. خلاص, everyone understand this? Next. Okay. إذا طالب المحتال عليه المحيل. Now, let's say, for example, this guy is the muhil, and he transferred the payment onto the credit card company. The muhtal, let's call him muhtal alayhi. So now the muhtal alayhi now has gone and paid for this. Let's say £500. He's gone and paid this off. Okay, done. So now he wants his money back. So he goes to and he says, "Where's my money? Our own money." And the muhil says, "Oh, that money was money you owed me last year." So let's say, for example, this was 2024 and this is 2025. He paid it off in 2025. And the muhil is saying, remember the money you owed me, £500 you owed me? Well, it's equal now. We're equal. Right? Money has been paid. Yeah, so إذا طالب المحتال عليه, the محتال عليه now, he wants the money from the muhil. بمثل مال الحوالة, which is similar to the مال الحوالة, 500. فقال المحيل turns around and he says, أحلت, I did hawala unto you, بدين لي عليك, money that I was owed by you. Right? And if he goes to court, لم يقبل قوله, the qadi will not accept his statement. وكان عليه, and it's necessary upon the muhil, مثل الدين, to give the 500, still necessary. Because that should have been clarified at that point. Okay, now. Okay, next masala. He says, وَإِن طَالَبَ الْمُحِيلُ الْمُحْتَالَ بِمَا أَحَالَهُ بِهِ. Right, so next scenario. Let's say, for example, the same scenario. He's paid that money. He said, I only, let's say, for instance, yeah, so this is what happened. So basically the muhil told him to get, to pick up 500, to take 500, yeah? And the muhil says, I innama ahaltuka, I transferred it to you, لتقبضه لي. Now this is not talking about the muhtal alayhi, it's talking about the muhtal lahu. So let's add the muhtal lahu here. He's saying this to the muhtal lahu, the seller, let's say, right? The muhtal lahu. So the muhtal alayhi has taken the 500 and he's paid it to the muhtal lahu. Now the muhil comes to the muhtal lahu and says, this is this guy over here, right? And he's saying to this guy, he's saying basically, that money was supposed to be for me. I just told that guy to give it to you. You're supposed to hold on to it. Yeah. So لِتَقْبِدَهُ لِي. right, in order for you to hold on to it for me. That was the whole point. لِتَقْبِضَهُ لِي. وقال المحتال when المحتال له بل أحلتني بدين. No, you actually transferred it to me because there's a debt you owed me. Now in this case, what's going to happen? فالقول قول المحيل مع يمينه. So if the محتال له has proof, if the محتال له, let's say, has proof and he can go court and if there's two witnesses to say yes, the muhil, he owed. The muhil owed. This guy, he owed our friend the muhtal lahu. So then he wins the case. Otherwise, if he doesn't have proof, then the muhil will have to qawl muhil ma'a yaminihi. He swears an oath, and that he was owed money and that it was only for holding on to like a trust. Khalas. And last masla now. Right, so last masla is quite easy. So in the past, what they used to do was, let's say, for example, you want to travel from this destination, let's say from London, you want to travel to Manchester. Okay, so London to Manchester. Now the problem is if you're going to travel and you're going to have, let's say, you're going to carry £10,000 with you. In them days, the journey there was dangerous. You could get robbed. So what you do is you have a company, a guy, you give him your money over here, you borrow him your money, right? So you borrow, and this guy over here has another friend over here in Manchester. And once you get to Manchester, you simply just take money from him over there. So you pick up 10,000 from over there and over here. This process of giving 10,000 here and then picking up the 10,000 over there, so that on the journey, if you get robbed, the money won't be taken off you. This is called safatij, saftaja. Now this process is actually not allowed. Using a debt, a loan, to try and save yourself from this of getting robbed on the way, this is something which the scholars say is not allowed. Right? So, وَيُكْرَهُ, and it's considered makruh. As-safatij is considered makruh. وَهُوَ, which is a qard, a debt, istafada bihi al-muqrid. So this is the muqrid, the guy that's giving the money to this guy. He has gained benefit for amn al-tariq, safety of this journey. Right? So he gives the money here, picks it up over here. This is considered to be makruh because in Islam, basically, if you borrow someone money, you can't gain some benefit from it. Right? You're not allowed to gain any benefit from it. You're supposed to be like a voluntary act that you're doing. Khalas. All right. So this is basically what we covered today. So questions now. What is Hawalah? Hawalah is transferring of debt onto someone else temporarily. And who's involved in Hawalah? 3 people: muhir, muhtal lahu, and muhtal alayhi. And how does the seller get his money if the muhtal alayhi doesn't give him? So there's 3 ways. So it's called Tawa. Either he rejects it, or he dies a muflis, or he, sahibain say, becomes bankrupt by the government. And how does the muhtal get his money back? So he gets the money back by asking the muhil. What if he says to him, no, I'm not going to give you? In courts, they won't accept that. You'd have to give him. All right. And the same goes for if the muhil said to the muhtal, the money was given to you as a trust. Right, it won't be accepted except with a proof. And what's this safatij? Safatij is this money that you borrow to this company and then you pick it up in a different city to save yourself from getting robbed. Khalas. Jazakumullah khair, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this lesson today. It's a very short lesson, I know. It's just one. This is the whole chapter. It's probably one of the smallest chapters in al-Qudoori. And next, inshallah, we're going to start sulh. So it's a long chapter, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this lesson. Hit the like and subscribe. And also, if you would like to support my channel like my beautiful patrons do, please consider becoming a patron. You can support my channel with just $1 a month, £1 a month, and it supports the work that I do, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.